I hope you're all sporting your green and white today for our virtual Spirit Week. We'll have to stay tuned and see if we add any more Spirit Days in the coming weeks. I think it's been fun. I've liked seeing your pictures too, so keep those coming. Just a reminder, today I want to let you know that starting next week, all of the teachers are going to be posting stuff, some daily fun activities for you guys to work on too while you're home. And because we're going into a weekend and I won't see you guys again until Monday, you might be doing some extra reading. So today we're going to make some bookmarks so that we can save our pages in all those books that we're reading. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some different things that you can do for your bookmarks and some ways that we can kind of keep them from getting tore up. Some of you I know have home laminators because you've brought stuff to me at school that have been laminated, so you might be able to use that. You can use packing tape to laminate some stuff with, and you might have some contact paper rolling around in your house. I got this a long time ago at the Dollar Tree, but you might find some clear contact paper that you could use to help keep your paper stiff. If you don't have any of that stuff, think about it. Some of you older kids might have some stuff left over from Mr. Marple with your leaf projects when you had to preserve your leaves. If you can't find any of that stuff, you could use index cards because that paper is a little bit thicker, or cereal boxes. You could cut that apart. That's nice and thick too. All right. So what I did was I cut some paper into strips so that I could use that for my bookmark. On the back side, I just worked on, you could do some of your Zentangle things if you wanted to put patterns on there. So on the back side of this one is just some patterns that I did. Be creative with your patterns. Think about what you can do to make yours more interesting. Remember in school we always talked about making at least 3 things in each section to make your pattern more interesting to look at. So add at least 3 different elements into your areas to give them a little bit more of visual interest. Okay? You can also collage on your bookmark, and this is a collage is whenever we glue 2 pieces of paper together. So you can see I'm working on a collage right here. I lost my yellow paper. That's all right. I'm using a hole punch, I'm using scissors, I'm using a glue stick, and I'm just going ahead and gluing some things down onto my paper. So Sean did a drawing on his, Rosalie and I collaged ours, and then we're going to make sure that we can keep these nice and safe. So if you're going to use, if you have some packing tape at home, you can take and roll out a little strip of that packing tape, put your image on there that you're going to need to save. Okay, now this is a little bigger than my tape, so I'm going to have a little bit of a seam on here, but that's okay. So I'm just going to roll that down, and I'm going to smooth that. I tried to do smear and smooth at the same time. Didn't work very well. I'm going to smooth that down, and then I can cut that off, and then I can go ahead and do the same thing on the other side there. I think my tape might be, no, it's not little, it just doesn't want to, wants to fight with me here. All right, so I'm going to have, I can probably fold this one this way. All right, so just to make sure I caught that other side, I folded another piece of tape just over the outside edge that way. And then once I trim this, it's pretty secure in there, and that will be nice and stiff for you and keep it going. You could also do that with the contact paper. You just peel a little bit off of this. Maybe. Here we go. So The trick with this is you only want to keep this part covered until you're ready for it, so you don't get sticky stuff everywhere. So I'm gonna lay that on top of my contact paper, and then I'll just flip this, and then I have that enclosed in my contact paper, and then that keeps that nice and sturdy. And then if you have some of these nifty do-it-yourself laminating sheets, some of these are even sticky and you don't need any heat. This one I have you need heat with. Some of them are just like this tape when you open it up and you lay it back down. But I have these little pockets, like a file folder, so I can put all three of ours in here, and then I'm going to send it through the laminator. And it'll pop out on the other side. I'm going to move this, let's see if my cord is long enough. Move this forward a little bit so it doesn't fly out on the floor. I'm just going to put that right in there. And then that's going to do its thing. And while that's doing it, I want a tassel on mine. So I'm going to use some yarn and make a tassel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this yarn and I'm going to wrap it right around my hand a few times. And you can see the magic of the lamination coming out of the sheet. Shout out to Miss Burrows for all the laminating she did for me for all the PSSA candy that we don't need this year, but hey, we're done for next year. Look at that. So I wrap this around my hand a few times. I'm going to take this yarn and I'm going to take it off my finger, and I can see that little tunnel that's going through there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yarn and go through that little tunnel, so my yarn is sticking on there like that, and I'm going to tie a knot like this, and then that's what I'm going to actually tie to my bookmark. But before I cut the bottom of that, I'm going to tie another little tie right here, and it'll make it look a little more like a tassel that you're used to. Right now it looks a little bit like an octopus. That's okay. And I just take my scissors and I cut like this at the bottom, and I can trim them up a little bit. And I have a cute little tassel to hang on the top of my bookmark. And you can see they came out of the machine. So all I have to do is cut mine out. Alright guys, so I took it out of the machine, I trimmed it, I put a hole in it with a hole punch, and then I made the tassels, and we're going to put some directions on the bottom so you can follow along with that in case it was a little confusing there or if I went too fast. Then what I did is I just tied a knot at the end of my tassel string. I'm going to feed the knot through the hole, okay? So now I have a loop on the back and my tassel on the front. I'm going to reach through the loop and find the tassel, and I'm going to pull that, and now my bookmark is ready, okay? So I hope you guys all have a fabulous weekend. I hope you do some reading. I hope you do have some fun family time. Get out for a walk. Make sure you stay safe. Make sure you be kind. Help each other. And I will chat with you all on Monday. Bye guys.